Well, you know what the critics would say. They'd say that the credibility factor is the Trump name and the Trump White House, and that everyone, is here to curry favor.
I think, again, the great irony is they didn't give us much of a choice. When you had
They created this monster.
When you had
Either one of us could have called any banker in New York over the last 20 years and gotten a loan for a building, and, we just realized we were sort of the top of the Ponzi scheme that was banking.
The Trump family is now making billions of dollars, literally billions of dollars, off the fact that Donald Trump is in office. I mean, this isn't new. They did this in the first go-round in his first term. But now we have to do it again. But, when you make a comeback, you got to do it even bigger, baby. Why do it like you did it last time? Why not beat the odds? Why not exceed your goals and your visions? Take it all the way to the moon.
It's a matter, and it's an argument of personal opinion of conduct.
I think what's interesting here is Donald Trump is laying the groundwork for future presidents to benefit off the presidency the way that he is. I honestly think that the Supreme Court's decision on immunity more broadly allows. I don't think they have to this extent. The fact that the Trumps are now making billions more and billions off of the presidency, and specifically Eric Trump is making $350 million more because of the presidency, and Don Jr. $250 million more because of the presidency. If that were Hunter Biden or anybody else, you guys would be running ads all day long. What I'm saying is every president moving forward, whether Democrat, whether Republican, will now be looking at Trump and say, you know what? The Supreme Court didn't do anything to stop this man. Therefore, every president will be doing exactly what Trump did.
I would like to see the numbers.
Do you think Trump is honest? There was an article in the Wall Street.
In some ways, no.
There was an article in the Wall Street Journal just a couple of days ago describing the fishy investments from Abu Dhabi into the Trump family. Our reporter, David Kirkpatrick, who's extremely conservative in his calculations about how he's assessing this, has said that the Trump family has enriched itself to the tune of $4 billion since taking office again in 2024. Does this concern you at all?
Of course. I mean, I've been calling this out, I think, before pretty much anybody else. I mean, early on in the Trump administration, when World Liberty Financial was pretty clearly making a fair bit of money over in the Middle East, I raised red flags on my show consistently about how I thought this was wrong. If the name were Biden and instead of Trump, people would be screaming bloody murder. And how this was not beneficial to President Trump's agenda either. So, sure, that
well, not beneficial to his agenda or corrupt?
I mean, both, obviously. Mm-hmm. I mean, I do think that if you are taking, what I perceive to be digital assets that are not particularly worthwhile, and then you have people who are politically interested investing massive amounts of money into those things, that is not a good thing.
I mean, you even got people like Ben Shapiro calling out the president because the corruption is just so brazen and so cartoonish. He points out that if this was somebody named Joe Biden or Hunter Biden, people would be all over it. And we all know that that's the truth.
But a new report, and it shows the number of U.S. farms went down last year. Actually, give me the numbers.
Well, those stats are shocking, Stu. The number of U.S. farms shrank by 15,000 in 2025. Yes, it brings the total to 1.865 million, still a lot, but farmland is continuing to face pressure from economic factors such as urbanization and low or basically negative returns per acre. You're losing money. According to the American Farm Bureau, it is part of a long-lasting decline. We've seen it year after year, while farm bankruptcies, by the way, are on the rise. The largest decline at the state level was Texas. No surprise, it's lost 2,000 farm operations, while no state saw an increase in farms at all. Last year, Illinois, for example, lost 400, Iowa and Indiana 500, Minnesota a whopping 1,300. The numbers show that the numbers of farms decreased in every economic category except for farms that make $1 million or more in sales each year, which actually saw a minor increase of 50 farms. But any way you look at it or try to paint it, it's a pretty grim picture.
How embarrassing is it to be a Trump supporter, particularly a public Trump advocate and spokesperson? I mean, it's always been embarrassing and ridiculous because of what he stands for and what his movement gets behind. But nowadays, after everything that we've seen, you're just ruining your future. I mean, like, these people literally have no future. I mean, maybe they do in certain tight circles, but their careers are done because look at the things that they defend, the indefensible, all the way to the Epstein files. Look at Bill Clinton, despite the fact that Donald Trump is listed in there there over 1 million times, and there's still like 3 million Epstein files left that Pam Bondi is refusing to release. But like, you know, the Bill Clinton, everybody else is real, but somehow Donald Trump is fake.
In terms of the I want affordability speech, which is being cut up right now and put in every Democrat's ad, since it's obviously in great denial of the reality on the ground, the president is doing what it sounds like Tony Fabrizio previewed in that big GOP midterm strategy meeting was going to happen. So he basically is trying to control the foot soldiers and admitting that Donald Trump is going to go out there and do whatever he wants. But the fact that he says more Americans are working today than in the history of our country, when we just saw 1 million jobs revision down for 2025. It was a quote unquote, strong jobs number, 155,000, 161,000, still far below where Biden was. I don't think it is going to get it done. And he's in Georgia bragging about the results, and just some results, real ones, I guess I should say, for Georgia. Lost 80,000 jobs last year since Trump took office. 27 family farms have filed for bankruptcy. 500,000 are going to lose their health care coverage without the ACA subsidy extension, which he doesn't back. And the premiums are going to double for 1.4 million Georgians. John Ossoff is running a very strong campaign in Georgia. There is a reason that we have 2 Democratic senators there, and it's because of Donald Trump. And I don't think he's making things any better.
Just before Donald Trump took office after the 2024 elections, the United Arab Emirates invested $500 million into his crypto firm. And then not so long after that, they got access to chips that the Biden administration blocked them from, right? And then, of course, we have the $400 million private jet from Qatar. And now Donald Trump has $300 million cash sitting in a slush fund account in his name because, oh, it'll be safer there than it is in the United States. His money will be safer in a foreign account because it's corrupt and it's illegal for him to have this in the first place. So we'll put it there because we have to protect Donald Trump and his family's interests because they don't have enough money. The billions of dollars that Jared Kushner got from Saudi Arabia for the live golf tournaments and the likes. Donald Trump owes people favors all over the world because he's a slush fund. He is a money laundering magnet, and he has been for a very long time, even before Donald Trump took office. He was one of the most corrupt individuals in the country. We know this. One of the first sales after the invasion, when Donald Trump went into Venezuela and kidnapped Maduro, $250 million of that crude oil sale went to a company called Vital, which invested millions of dollars into his super PACs. And lo and behold, they get the money. So, I mean, everywhere you look, it's just corruption, 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 corruption. And let's not forget the Epstein files. We cannot forget it. I know I mentioned it before, but that is like one of the biggest things. Like, we're literally being led by child trafficking predators, and big deal.
Hello, everybody. David Schuster here. Thanks for watching. If you found this reporting and commentary valuable, do us a favor and tap the like button. For more content like this, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. That way you'll be notified on your YouTube homepage when we drop a new video. If you are tired of corporate spin and want honest, people-focused news, click the join button below and be part of the fight for a better future. We wouldn't be here without your support. Stay informed, stay engaged, and thanks again for joining us.